So you might wonder if we are camped over here and the mountain and the hiking trails are right back there. Why in the world are we going to get in the truck to go to the hiking trail? Because why wouldn't we just like hike to the trail, right? Because it's getting late and we're hoping that we're going to see a little bit of wildlife as the sun starts going down, and we don't want to be walking back in the dark. So we are getting ready to go do one of our favorite trails here in KOFA National Wildlife Refuge. Hopefully we are going to see some awesome wildlife. You know, bighorn sheep is kind of like, that's kind of one of the big ones that you see all the time, but we might see more stuff than that. So let's go see what we can find today. All right, taking off out of our campsite. There are not a lot of other campers that are closer to the mountain than we are. This little school bus has been up here since before we arrived. I don't know how long they've actually been here. But there's, I think, a couple of rigs that are sitting here hanging out. Looks like they got plenty of solar on their roof too. The most traffic that we see going up and down this road is mostly traffic of people who are just going to go do the hikes up here. Every once in a while we see a camper or two coming up this way. There's some really nice spots up here for some smaller rigs. Is that the guy that's been here for a long time?
No, on somebody else.
New guy.
I wish he'd put some clothes on.
He's got clothes on. He just doesn't have a shirt on.
Oh.
Hey, did you hear that, like, nudist camping is becoming more and more popular?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you dropping a hint?
No, I'm not. Don't even think about it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What do people do that for? I don't know. That ain't us. Never see us there. You won't see us there looking at people either, because most people that go to those nudist places shouldn't be nude in public.
I couldn't handle the laughter.
Huh?
I said I could not handle the laughter.
If we showed up naked,
Yeah.
Right. Okay, here's our buddy that has
he's
been
still
here for
I
a while.
thought he left. He drove off and he must have come back.
He did?
He probably drove off to dump last night.
He's got a dog that protects him.
I'm glad he had his shirt on.
He's got
He's got a wheel lock on his trailer.
He's got a kayak, an inflatable kayak.
Excuse me.
And he likes to use that over in Parker. That's a fun place. We need to get back there because the last time we were camped in Parker, we did not have a kayak. We saw somebody that had an inflatable kayak, and that was the clincher. Pete wanted an inflatable kayak, and he finally decided after talking to this lady that was enjoying hers on the water right behind our trailer that we needed to finally get one. And we did. So we need to now take our kayak back over to Parker. Look, there's a spot right there. This was not vacant before.
It's too small for us.
It's tiny. If you have a little tiny rig, that's an awesome spot real close. Look at this big old fifth wheel up here.
He was camping in the parking lot last night.
He was?
Yeah.
I don't think I can see him.
I got him. Yes.
What is it? Copper Creek? Copper Canyon? What is the name of that trailer?
Copper Canyon.
I never heard of that before, Copper Canyon. But that's a good sized fifth wheel that can fit in there.
That's
Look at that.
Size.
Huh?
That's our size.
Yeah, about our size.
35-footer.
This guy's been up here for a long time.
He kind of blends
He blends in, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's a good color to blend in with the desert. I should have timed this or checked this mileage. I don't know how far we are from the trailhead.
4-minute drive, probably.
Yeah, but how many miles
looks like
is that?
about a quarter of an earth roamer there.
A quarter of an earth roamer. Fascinating. And this is what we should be doing. just like this guy.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad of a hike. By the time we're done with this hike,
Hiking up
you'll
the
be
road.
glad that we're not having
Well,
to hike
I'm
that
just,
last
I know,
mile.
and it's going to get dark. If we go as far as we want to go, it's going to be dark by the time we get back home, so. Hi, how are you? We
So
could
you
use
wanna
the
ride?
extra exercise, but we'll have to get that another day. It's already almost 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's kind of late to be
So
starting
that's why
this
we're
hike.
late. Yeah, we're getting a late start. That's why we're driving to the trailhead today. A couple people up here. Most of the people, I think, that park at this parking lot go to the
Just pull straight in.
Palm Canyon Trail instead of the one that we're going to go on. We're going on the path less traveled. We like those. Yes, I should put my seatbelt on.
Ah, I see a hummingbird. Dang it, I told you.
Our trailer is way down there. And we are in the parking lot. Here we are with our sign reminding us that drones are not allowed up here. National Recreation Trail. Drones prohibited. And, uh-oh, did you forget them? Are they in
No,
the
they're in the
truck? Pete forgot the binoculars, so he's going to get those. So this is the big hike that everybody comes up here for. It's Palm Canyon. And you follow this trail and you go up there. We'll do that another time. But my favorite trail goes along this side of the mountain. And yes, we hope to see some desert bighorn sheep today. And yes, we are in the Sonoran Desert. Castle Dome Mountains, Hidden Valley Hills, Chocolate Mountains, Trigo Mountains, Dome Rock Mountains, La Posa Plains, Livingston Hills, and Lonesome Peak. Yeah, there's some people that are walking up Palm Canyon and some people that are walking back from it. We'll do that one later this week. But for today, we're going to stay in the sunshine and go along this little trail, which I don't even know if there's a name for this because I've never seen one. And apparently, a lot of people like to go camping, tent camping in here. So there's a lot of really cool places along this path. And hopefully, we're going to see some good wildlife. We've been here in, what was it, Pete? About April? When it was starting to get warm, and the colors out here were very different than what we're seeing out here right now, what we're going to see on the hike today. It was much more green and the wildflowers were in bloom, so it was a lot more colorful. So it actually looks different today than it does when it's warmer. And we're here in, actually, we got here in late December and it is now January 1st, 2025. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So some people probably camp right here, have a fire pit right here. This is the trail that I hiked where I got a jumping cholla in the back of my leg. And I think I just like backed up to the thing and all of a sudden, like you feel them when they get you. So that was painful. I was with my sister and her dog, and he got one in his foot and I got one in my leg, and we were having a rough day with the jumping chollas that day. But we both survived, and my sister played cholla doctor and got us uncholled, and we got home okay. Here we go. There goes Pete along the trail. One of the things I love about camping and hiking in Arizona is we always have beautiful blue skies. Sometimes you actually want a little bit of shade and you want some cloud cover when it gets too hot. But for the most part, I just love sun, and I love blue skies and clear days. The other thing you need to watch when you are on these kinds of hikes is rattlesnakes. So they will give you a little warning and rattle if they are starting to feel threatened. So just heed their warning, back up, but keep your eyes peeled for them. Sometimes they're hard to see because they have colors that can blend in to the rocks really easily. So definitely watch where you're going. I tend to, if I want to take a really good look around, I will stop walking so that I can get some good views all the way around. And I'm not endangering myself with possibly walking into a rattlesnake, and then I'll start moving again. The other thing you need to do is make sure that you are bringing plenty of water. And I just have a small bottle today, and we watered up before we left. So we don't expect to be out here for a real long time. But it is late enough in the afternoon that we wanted to beat some of the sun and hopefully see some wildlife. The other nice thing about this trail is that it is hardly anyone is ever on it. And there's some spots that are really pretty overgrown as we get farther in here. It's not a real difficult trail, and you're not worried about sliding off the side of a mountain. As you know, I am not the best hiker in the world, and I really hate rocks that slide, especially down a hill. And I have a fear of heights when hiking on anything that kind of has a steep edge, but especially when the gravel is loose and you can tend to slide. If anybody's going to slide, it's going to be me. And I have scared the living daylights out of myself before, so I'm very cautious. So this, if I can do this trail, anybody can do this trail. It's really a nice, quiet desert trail. Look at that mountain.
Neat. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, you see there's a camper way out there. I don't know what road they go on to get out there. We've seen some spots here before that we thought, wow, if we could get there, but we don't know how the people are getting there. So maybe one of these days we'll see somebody. These things are really, 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 really sharp. Acatillos. They always look dead, but they are not. And they will bloom once the weather starts to warm up. They'll definitely bloom, and they're pretty. They get green, and they have little orange kind of flower-ish things on the ends, which are really nice. If we were here when it was raining, we would see some awesome water flow coming down the side of this mountain. You can see the evidence of that. I know that those flash floods in some areas in the desert are very dangerous and very scary. So there's part of me that would love to see something like that, and another part of me that would be horrified to see something like that. But this is where we had seen in the past some bighorn sheep that were jumping from one rock to another, and they make absolutely no noise at all. You have to see them. And the first time that we saw them is when I was here with my sister, and she had her dog, and he stopped and started looking. So he sensed the sheep and started looking at them, and we kept looking to see what it was that he was looking at, and finally we figured out, oh my gosh, it's a herd of bighorn sheep. Super cool. So this is one of those parts here where it starts to get a little overgrown, and if I had a hiking stick I would kind of hold this stuff back, because some of these bushes can be have have some pricklers in them. So you want to be careful, but also be careful of critters that might be in here. And especially the things where you will definitely see the rattlers. They're usually sunning themselves out in an open area. Oh shoot, I don't know why I didn't bring my hiking stick. I forgot about how pinchy some of this stuff is. Anyway, there's not a lot of this stuff. And Pete's waiting for me, like he always does. If I don't get a head start, he always ends up waiting for me, because I'm a lot slower hiker than he is. But I like to take my time and see everything. Did you see anything yet? We're still along this trail, enjoying these beautiful mountains. And we can see Ellie Mae with her flags blowing down there. I'm going to see if I could zoom in on this later. But pretty soon we won't be able to see the camping spots at all anymore. Keep going. See anything?
Nope.
One thing I remember was seeing, once we saw those sheep with Ryan pointing them out to us, how little they looked. Like I was looking for something a lot bigger from down here on the trail. And the thing that I realized is when they go in herds, you're kind of looking for like movement instead of looking for like a specific animal. Just kind of keep your eyes peeled, especially when they're going in herds, you know, and there's like 6 or 7 or 8 of them. I don't see anything yet. We'll keep looking. I never knew, I lived here for a long time before I found out that saguaro cactus plants are can't be found anywhere else in the world, and that's why so many people come to the Sonoran Desert in Arizona to see them. They are beautiful. And each arm, I don't know, it's supposed to say like how old the thing is. I don't know if that's really true or an old wives' tale, but you'll find patches of them in some places, and then find patches of the ocotillos. And no matter where you go, you're going to find those darn jumping choyas. The one thing I will say about cactus plants in the desert is they always look kind of fuzzy and nice, but everything that looks kind of fuzzy is a prickler that can hurt you really desperately. So whatever you do, don't touch them, and try to stay away from, they will grab your clothes as you're walking along a trail. So it's always good to carry hiking poles, like I did not today. So do as I say, not as I do. I really highly recommend them. I can't believe I forgot to bring mine. But these jumping choyas, you'll find them off of the plants and on the trail. I don't know if they get blown or what, but here's what they look like on the plant itself. They're kind of all over the place, and when they break off, they're like a little ball. It's just like a little ball that breaks off and blows like a tumbleweed. And you'll find them on your path and think there's not a jumping choya within 5 feet of this spot, but they find their way and they start to blow. So some of the videos that we shoot while we're out here look like they might be something that was taken using a drone, and in reality, it's Pete using his 360 camera on a stick, and it actually looks like it's shot from a drone. It can give you some really good footage. And oh my gosh, This is going to be really pretty, this spot, when we get back and we got a little more shade. Sometimes that golden hour is the best time to be hiking, but you don't want to be too far from the car because you don't want to be traveling this back in the dark.
You don't want to be lost.
You don't want to be lost. Hey, it's getting down to 40 something, or maybe even in the 30s, high 30s. Then it was 40 last night.
43 maybe.
It was 40 the night before. I think it was 39 one of the nights that we were here. This is an interesting part of the trail where you start to actually have mountains on both sides of you. So we're normally looking at mountains that are on our right side. But as you can see, as I spin around here, we've got mountains on the left side and pretty much all the way around. So this is the place where we were at the last time, where over that hill, I don't know if you can see it, glimmering a little bit. It's kind of hidden, it's hard to see, looks like a truck or a van or something, but there were campers there last time. There's people there again, and we have no idea how they get there. I don't know how far we are in. Pete's got the mile marker, but there's a guy that's on the trail right ahead of us, who is the guy that we saw walking up the road that we passed when we were in the truck. So yeah, this is beautiful. Really beautiful desert. I still see no bighorn, no other kind of critters. Not yet. Pete went up this side of this mountain to explore a little bit. Let me see. There he is. We're starting to getting close to the golden hour. Ooh. It's going to be beautiful. Okay, you can see this area here has a ton of jumping choyas. And you're going to see here along the path, they are all over the place. Some a little more dead, others a little fresher, but these things just are littering the ground here and getting ready to jump into your shoe or your leg of your pants at any moment. Yep, look at them all. Look at this big group here. This is one of the reasons why you definitely don't want to be hiking in the desert after dark, because you need to see this stuff and avoid stepping in it. And you need some really decent quality hiking boots. The stiffer the sole and the boot itself, the better, because this stuff can actually go through things. These thorns are amazing in a not so good way. They're pretty. They're very cool looking. They look fuzzy and warm and gentle, but they're not. Let's see, it is about 4:15, January 1st. So it's winter time, and this is a really nice time to be out here as the sun is starting to come down a little bit. You have some really great shadows on the mountains that show you how much relief there is, how many structures there are back here. Kind of when you look at it in the daytime and it's in full sun and you're looking at it from a great distance away, it just kind of looks like one big mountain range. But when you're out here at this time of day and you can see all the little canyons and crevices and everything else, it's just gorgeous. There's a nice little group of saguaros there. Heading back to the truck. There goes Pete. Well, we just finished our hike and it was just over 3 miles. We went a little farther than the trail, the actual trail.
We lost the trail for a little while.
Designated, yeah, we did lose the trail.
But we got back on it.
Yeah, we found it. So good. Unfortunately, we didn't see any bighorn or any other wildlife, which is kind of a bummer. But this is a hike that both of us really like, and that's a hard thing to find because Pete doesn't mind trailblazing and, you know, kind of going in all real overgrown areas. I like a very well-maintained path, and he doesn't like having a lot of people around, and usually well-maintained paths mean there's lots of people around. So actually, this is a pretty decent path, except for the spot that we got lost on. Other than that, it's a pretty decent path, and there's hardly anybody out here. We did see one guy who we saw coming in, but that was it. And it's beautiful scenery. So for all of those reasons, it's like a really good trail for both of us. So yeah, we always do this one when we're here in KOFA. And
at least once.
Yeah, exactly. At least once. We'll maybe try to do it one more time. Hopefully we'll see some bighorn sheep the next time we do it before we leave on this particular trip. And so if you haven't seen, what video are we talking about next? Oh, I know. If you haven't seen our Day in the Desert boondocking in KOFA video, then you might want to check that one out. I will leave a link in the description below for that, and we'll see you again soon.
See ya.